Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Sunday, June 20th on Pub Sports Radio. Happy Father's Day to all the pops out there on this Sunday. Hope you're enjoying your day and have a good one with your kids on this Father's Day Sunday. And look, Father's Day Sunday is usually we're talking about the NBA Finals on a Father's Day Sunday. But obviously with the season starting late, we're still in the second round with one game today and just starting the conference finals with the other game today. So we'll break them both down. We've got Clippers, Suns, Game 1, Western Conference Finals to get us going this afternoon. That's the little appetizer. And then the main course is tonight. Another do-or-die, winner-take-all Game 7. Atlanta Hawks, Philadelphia 76ers tonight. Winner goes on to take on the Milwaukee Bucks, as proclaimed by Dutch Boy Fresh yesterday on the show, that they would get it done. That would be the end of it in terms of the home team holding serve in that series. The Bucks would put an end to that streak last night, and they did, and give them credit. They gutted it out, and that's what it was. It's not a Rembrandt. It's not a Picasso. There's nothing pretty about that win, but at the end of the day, you won Game 7. You took out the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant, and you're moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, we'll give them their due. Giannis stepped up and was better at the free throw line. For as much, criticism and flack we've given the guy, let's give him some credit for at least showing up better at the free throw line. He was hitting better at the line last night, which was a big difference maker for them. Chris Middleton made some big shots late. Drew Holiday was very good in the final 5-6 minutes of the fourth quarter. He made some big plays. And look, for Brooklyn, there's only so much you can ask of Kevin Durant. And we saw that at the end of that game last night. He's doing everything he can, but he's playing a shit ton of minutes. He barely came off the floor again last night. And by the time overtime rolled around, look, at some point he needed some help. He needed a Joe Harris to help step up and make a shot for the first time in his life. And that didn't happen. He needed some other of his supporting cast to get the job done. That didn't happen. James Harden, he was out there, doing the best he could, but he couldn't hit a damn thing in the fourth quarter and in overtime. And eventually you're just putting too much duress and too much on the plate of one guy. And as great and incredible as Kevin Durant is, you can't ask that much of him, especially when he's playing all these minutes and he's extending into overtime. And you could tell finally the weary legs got to him, I think, a little bit too in that overtime. And it was just too much to overcome. And Milwaukee, their defense tightened up as well. So give them credit there. And the Bucks survive and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. But people are saying now, great season now for Milwaukee for sure winning this series. I don't agree. I think they've got to get to the NBA Finals minimum for this to be a good season for the Bucks. Minimum. You got to at least get to the finals with Giannis. You haven't done that yet. You've still got to get there. So to me, it's not a success until they at least get to the finals, and they will have that chance to do that against either Atlanta or Philadelphia. We have our guy Skee Prophet now with us. Skee, look, Milwaukee, hats off to them. And well, hats off to Dutch for saying that they would get the job done, and they found a way.
Yeah, like you said, Durant was real tired at the end of the game, and Harden and Harris just couldn't make a shot. They're wide open. So, that's what they're paying Harris to do. That's all he's there for, is to hit wide open shots. He's out there building a brick house. So,
yep. Hard
to win a game when you can't hit open shots. For the Bucks, Holiday and Middleton didn't do a damn thing all game, and then in the fourth quarter they couldn't miss. So Bucks put it off.
Under went to die there. The under looked good. Halftime, everything, and shots went down. Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that too. I was looking at the over, like, damn, they're gonna hit this over in regulation. They don't even need the overtime. So we'll see who the Bucks face next, and we'll see if they can continue to keep it going.
Yeah, Dutch, here's your chance. The floor is yours. Gloat.
Yeah, man. No, it's all
come on. They weren't 10-point dogs.
It's all good, man. Real quick salute to the chat. My guy Razor the Hook. I see you. DJ Big Boss, man. Happy birthday weekend. I see you, bro. But yeah, hey, it is what it is. This was a perfect spot. Everything laid down for my guys at this point. Really, when you look at it, I said it. James Harden wouldn't be James Harden, and he sure as hell wasn't. I'll give him props. I'll give him credit for playing. He had 22, 9, and 9. That motherfucker was like 2 for 12 from the three. He had 10. They gave him fucking 10 free throws, 7 in the first quarter. So they kept him in the game with all them fouls. The game shouldn't even really been that close. also with Drew Holiday, you know, he was MIA until the motherfucking fourth quarter, late fourth. But then he did what he had to do. Middleton did not have the best game, but he did what he had to do late. And I mean, like you said, KD did all he could do. But at the end of the day, you got the closer, the man on the bench, Kyrie, and he's a big piece. And James Harden being hobbled, overweight. Hey, James, I call this motherfucker James Never Starving Harden, because that motherfucker overweight. If he was a little bit better shape, he might have been able to play a little bit better. But the hammy will bail him out. Either way, he's got to get in NBA shape, though. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. He hasn't been in NBA shape in the last 3 years. But, you know, he'll continue to get his numbers. Shout out to my guy, G. But, yeah, I told you, man, it was fear the fucking deer. We did brick on that. The worst thing about yesterday, to be honest, was I bricked on the freshest look. The first half, I did load up on KD minus 170. He hit that in the first half. Then I did put plus 210 on, you know, on the Bucks at halftime, and they got there. So overall, it was a profitable day. Blake Griffin had a little tequila money on him, and he got over that 11.5. So yeah, it was a good day all around. But overall, I'm just happy that the Bucks moved on, and them soft ass Nets, you know, are at home.
By the way,
I think you're a little too hard on Harden, though. Harden, I mean, he played every game the last 3 years. You saying he's out of shape and overweight? He got a second-grade hamstring strain.
But before that, though, I said this at the beginning of the season, and then, hey, look, I said this in the summertime, and everyone want to hate and start tweeting me shit. And then 2 months later, they got all those memes of how fat James Harden looked in Houston. I'm telling you, the guy's out of shape. James Harden's a great fucking player, and I give him credit for playing on his hobbled-ass hamstring. But he's overweight. And that he's not overweight.
Coming into the season, he was, yes.
I mean, yeah, he's overweight, just period. I mean, as an NBA basketball player, you're out of shape, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I'll give him credit for playing. He's not AD. He did fucking play the game. He didn't go out there for 2 minutes and then leave. So I'll give him credit. But get in basketball shape, and you probably wouldn't be pulling your fucking hammy in the first minute of a game, bro.
Yeah. And by the way, I was just about to mention with Milwaukee, Budenholzer got saved by the players that they came and won this game in overtime for him, because what that monstrosity and that bullshit and that whatever the fuck it was that I saw with 2 seconds on the shot clock with that inbounds play when, you know, before Kevin Durant tied it. And that could have been a 3 if his foot is an inch backward. That could have been season over with that brutal possession right before that, Milwaukee. That's what you came up with. Inbounds, you have the replay timeout, and that's what you draw. That shit show of a 2 seconds on the shot clock on that possession. That was absolutely pathetic. Of course, Steve Nash had a little rookie coaching moment too. I don't know why he didn't call timeouts. What are you saving your timeouts for, man? A rainy day? You know, where was the timeout, you know, in the last possession of overtime there? Maybe set something up, give Kevin a blow, Kevin Durant, give him a rest, give him a breather. He's been playing a lot, maybe make him feel a little bit better in terms of taking that last shot. So it was a coaching disaster at times, both sides last night. But nevertheless, Milwaukee gets the win. Conor Mac, what did you think of last night?
Yeah, it was a little bit. You could tell the coaches there, like you mentioned, Ian, that, yeah, kind of rookie coaches not making, you know, they should have had some timeouts there. Just kind of sloppy. Yeah, those guys had to play the whole game. Durant, dude, the Nets had 0 points off the bench. I mean, the Bucks only had 9. I mean, it was a 5-on-5, basically. It was wild. I thought my under was good. That's all I played. I didn't even play a prop. Yesterday at halftime, I was like, all of a sudden they got a little hot there, especially the Bucks, kind of in the third, going into the fourth, and it didn't cover. But congrats to the Bucks and to you, Dutch. Let's see if they can get it done. Let's see if they can get to the finals.
Let's see if they can indeed. They'll await Atlanta, Philly tonight. Let's get to today's games. We start with game 1, brand new series, Western Conference Finals, LA Clippers, Phoenix Suns. We got the Suns 4-point favorites here. In this game 1, hosting it at the Quick Stick Arena. What do they call it now? I think it's a Talking Stick, Arena. The total in this run around 221.5 across the board here in this game. The way I see this game here is very similar to game 1. If you remember of the last round, it was the Jazz and the Clippers. It's pretty much the same situation. We had the Clippers coming off a 7-game series against Dallas. And two days later, they're playing a game 1, 48 hours later. In this case, it's less than 48 hours later. Same thing here. Now, it wasn't a 7-game series; it was 6 with the Utah Jazz. But here they are coming off that series into game 1 against Phoenix. And what we saw in game 1 with Utah and the Clippers, with the Clippers off the 48-hour turnaround, was they were actually very good early in the game. They blitzed Utah very early in that game one. Remember that? They got out to that big lead. They had a great first quarter, great first half. But then the Jazz at halftime made their adjustments. They came all the way back. They ended up winning the game by 3 points in that game one against the Clippers. I think we could see that here, where it's a hot start for the Clippers. Suns haven't played in a while. This is going to be their first time playing without Chris Paul here or for a while at least. Of course, he was banged up in the Lakers series, but first time in this series that they'll be without him. We'll see how the adjustment is there. Again, they've been off for a little bit. You could see them being a little bit out of sync, out of cohesion early in the game. So I think the Clippers, first quarter and first half from a situational perspective, makes sense, plus the points early in the game. That's what I'm going to be taking. And then I'm going to be looking to Phoenix in game at halftime because I still think they're better, and I think they're going to win this series. And I think you'll see them be much better in the second half. They will have gotten 24 minutes on the floor. They will have worked out the kinks, worked out the rust, shaken the rust out of their system. And then I think in the second half, they'll be a lot better. So I'm looking at Clippers early, Suns in the second half here. I lean over the total as well. I could see the Suns defense not being good early. Remember, there had been all that intensity to close out the last round that they played, the Phoenix Suns against Denver. I could see them being, and look, LA Clippers are a red hot offensive team, guys, coming into this series. So I think you could see that carry over here. I like the over, Clippers early, Phoenix late. As far as the props go, Booker would have to be the guy I think that has to do even more. I would look at him for Phoenix without Chris Paul. DeAndre Ayton, obviously it's a different matchup. He could feast on the Denver front court. Can he do that as much against I'm not a Zubats guy, though. And this guy's been getting less minutes, too, lately since Ty Lue's gone small. And if he goes small again here, there should be opportunity to roam in the paint for DeAndre Ayton. So I'd look at him probably. And Terrence Mann, as someone mentioned in the chat, 13.5 points. That's hard not to take that over with the way he's been just rolling lately for the LA Clippers. Of course, the 39-point effort in Game 6 the other night against the Utah Jazz. So those are the guys I'm looking at for props. Booker for Phoenix, Ayton for Phoenix, Terrence Mann for the LA Clippers in this game. Skee, what do you think here, Game 1 with the Clippers and the Suns?
Yeah, I think maybe the Suns could come out a little bit rusty. They've been sitting at home for like a week almost? It seems like forever.
7 days.
And we'll see how they look with no Chris Paul. As far as the Clippers, I think I agree with you. They come out early and keep whatever momentum they have going in the game, but they probably will tire out the later the game goes. So I agree with your thought process there. If you like Clippers, play them early. If you like the Suns, play them live or playing for the full game. I like the total here, and I like it to go over. I looked at the first half. I looked at the second half. First half, it's like 112.5. The full game is dropping. It was 221.5 now, like 219.5, 220. But I mean, usually when I talk about the Suns, I say that I want to take points early because at the end of the game, if they're up by margin or if they're up, Chris Paul's gonna take the air out the ball, but he's not playing today. So I think they'll continue to push the pace for majority of the game. Both pretty good 3-point shooting teams. So I like the over in this game.
By the way, I mentioned how the last series, Game 1, Clippers-Jazz, Clippers started strong and faded in the second half, which is what I think could happen today. Suns fall into this as well. Suns Game 1 against Denver, they started slow, the Phoenix Suns against Denver in that Game 1, if you'll remember. And then in the second half, they just came out. It came a fire. They just were blazing in the second half, and they just pulled away from Denver, turned the deficit into a lead, and then they ended up romping them in the second half. So I really like that thought process. Clippers early, Suns in the second half in this game. And like I said, I like that over as well that Skee mentioned. Dutch, what do you think here, Clippers, Suns?
Yeah, shout out to my guy, Lance. Lucky Power, Turnsy. I see y'all, man. Y'all smash the like button just like my dude Lance just did one time. Yeah, well, I disagree. I actually like the under in this game. I jumped on it last night at 221.5. And I was looking at the previous matchups. I know, obviously CP3 ain't on here and Kawhi. But when I say CP3 off the floor, I think kind of honestly, I look at him as a defensive liability, and he kind of runs the show. But in the 3 games they played this year, they all went under, and they averaged about 214. 214 is the total in those 3 games. The last game they played with no Kawhi, and CP3 had 28 and 10. They scored 210 combined. I don't know. I just look at this game. I just, when you look at it, I was just like, to me, who's really gonna? I think Booker can get off, and I do agree that Ayton has a solid matchup inside. But you got Crowder taking on Paul George. I believe they're gonna run Bridges at my guy, at little Skee's guy Reggie Jackson, who's been fucking shooting lights out too. I was looking up on him. He's 50, 44, 92, just like killing it this year. I believe he's the only other one besides CP3 in the playoffs with numbers like that. He's been finding his game of late. So from a props perspective, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I don't think I'm going to be on that. It's up at like 18.5. But yeah, I definitely like
Dutch.
What's that?
3-pointers.
Oh yeah, 3-point prop. Yeah, you hit that last. Yeah, I'll look at that. I didn't even. Is it juiced? Was it 2.5?
If it's 2.5, I'm just saying he's hit that either 10 of the last 11 or 11 of the last 12.
Okay, yeah, I ain't mad at that. I'll definitely take a look at that. He stood out to me at the very end when I was looking at this. But yeah, I look Clippers definitely. We talked about it. You guys both touched on it early. I think that the Suns are going to be missing Chris Paul. Now he's not even going to be in the fucking gym, obviously. So like they're going to miss that captain. You know, that's the El Capitan. So it's going to be very, very big to me that he's not going to be there at all. I do look for Chris Payne though from a pop perspective as well. Like they played the last game he played with Chris Paul in 21 minutes against the Clippers. He had 15, 4, and 4. His props sitting at 25.5 points, rebound, and assist. I like Chris Payne to get over that. Or Cameron Payne, my fault. Yeah. Let me get the motherfucker's name right if he's going to give me some bread, right? Yeah, Cameron Payne.
True.
I like that. If you check and look at him, he plays good. He's aggressive. I look for the guy to get us over 25.5. But I definitely like the Clippers first half. They're +3 in the series in first half. It's actually been very close games. I believe it's 2-1 to the Clippers, and it's like a 2-point margin in all 3 games. Obviously, Kawhi and CP3 won't be on the court. But I definitely look for the Clippers at +135. I think it's down a little bit to maybe 125 now, first half. Extreme value there, I think. They've won 4 in a row. They played outstanding basketball without Kawhi. They're shooting over 50% from the field. I know it is against Utah, but they've shot over 50% from the field without Kawhi. They're playing team basketball. I just look for them to actually come out, and I'm not mad at the first quarter as well, but I definitely like that first half. And I would lean 4 points. I'm not going to look at the full game because I got a lot going on in this first half. But there's nothing to me that says why wouldn't the Clippers continue. I'm not that big on. I think CP3 is a big piece out of there, and I got to see how the Suns will respond without him in the lineup and even in the gym.
Yeah, that's why I'm not betting the full game on Phoenix. Because I think if the Clippers cash first quarter, first half, which I think they will, which obviously because I'm betting it, I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to get a better adjusted line with Phoenix than -4 if you bet them at halftime. That's what I'm looking at in this game. That's why I'm going to wait till halftime to lock in Phoenix Suns rather than just go ahead and bet -4 on them right now for the full game. What do you think here, Connor? Game 1 with the Clips and the Suns.
Yeah, my guy, Billy Brisbane. Yep, I'm on Booker over 2.5 threes there at plus money. Yeah, man, it looks a little easy, but I think he's going to shoot a ton. Obviously, he shot like 10 threes. He's going to shoot the ball a lot. I mean, I don't know if he's got to get 39, but I think he can get over 13.5, and it's at plus money. And his over 1.5 threes is plus 105 as well. I think Man gets there for the props. Look for Booker and Payne for the assist, no CP3. I like the under here, but I'm pumping the brakes. Chris Paul plays it so slow. I'm worried they could be a little erratic. So it could go over. I still lean under though. He's so slow dribbling up the ball, and that's his offense. It runs through him. So I'm a little leery that it can get up and down.
Make me feel a little bit better about this under, man, because I was liking it a lot. I'm already locked in on it.
I like it. I just, without Chris Paul out, I don't know how the Suns will play. I mean, with Booker and Payne, will they play quicker?
Take the ball out the basket and run in transition. That's what Monty Williams said.
But I mean, you got two top 10 teams in defense rating. You know what I'm saying? They're 7th and 4th points allowed. True. I just don't know where the points are coming from, to be honest with you.
Exactly. The Clippers won't shoot it real quick. I don't think they shoot the threes that well. That's all, real quick. I just don't. Jazz don't have that defense out on the outside, so the Clippers just shot whatever they want. I don't think they get that. So many looks and so many shots today. So that's why, I lean under.
To follow that up, C-Mac, real quick, my man, is 47-29 in 3 games they've played. 47 by the Clippers. The Suns only made 29 threes in the 3 games that they played against the Clippers this year. My fault. Go ahead. Man.
Kawhi, though, on the floor, he's off. A little different. This will be interesting just a little bit with no CB3, no Kawhi. tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Afternoon affair as well in Phoenix here for this one.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that makes an impact. Game 7, this will be an impact. This game should be a good one. Atlanta, Philadelphia. Philadelphia 7-point favorites now in this one. We've got the total sitting at around 216.5 in this one. Well, we did get a Game 7 to go over the total last night. Can it happen again here in this game? I'm not so sure. And look, Atlanta's obviously got some issues right now. They had their golden opportunity up at halftime, chance to close out the Sixers at home. They couldn't do it, and now they got to go back to Philly for a Game 7. Their offense got shut down, in the fourth quarter. It was rough to see Atlanta execute offensively in that fourth quarter the other night. Give Philly's defense credit, but they've got issues now, Atlanta. Trae Young went cold late. Most of their, Gallinari didn't give you a lot in the fourth quarter. Bogdanovich had a terrible game, and now he's injured with a knee injury and may miss this game tonight altogether for the Atlanta Hawks. And yeah, he's been struggling a little bit, but if Bogdanovich doesn't play, it's another shooter off the floor, and now you can pay more attention defensively if you're the Sixers to these other perimeter players on the Atlanta Hawks. So it matters in that regard, even if he's struggling a little bit. Now you can focus in on the others for this Philadelphia defense. And look, Doc Rivers finally coached and said, you know what, Ben Simmons, you're coming out. I'm going to give this Tyrese Maxey, rookie kid from Kentucky, a look. And Tyrese Maxey balled out the other night in Game 6 in Atlanta. He was magnificent. He was terrific. He gave them just what they needed, a spark in that game. He really was a big part in turning that game around for Philadelphia in the second half. And that could be something you see again here. Now, maybe Doc says, you know what, Ben Simmons, if you're not going to make your shots and you're not going to make your free throws, now I can go to another option here. It's Shake Milton. Could he maybe find it again? He had one great shooting game in this series. We know Seth Curry is consistently delivering for the Philadelphia 76ers, that perimeter firepower. So I'm going right back to that. Well, they keep on bumping up this number. I remember it was 12.5, 13.5 before earlier in the playoffs with Seth Curry over points. And now it's up to 16.5, but I still like it. He's shooting. He's making it at a high percentage. I think they're still going to give him the ball because he's been red hot. He's had to ride the hot hand, so to speak. That's Seth Curry. So I like over points in this one. I'm torn on the side because part of me says Philadelphia could romp, especially if Bogdanovich doesn't play. But part of me says, how can you trust this team laying a full 7 points, given their sketchy history of closing out games? I mean, that's also a concern. So I think when push comes to shove, I'd lean slightly to Atlanta plus the points. But in my heart of hearts, I think Philadelphia is winning the game and moving on to play Milwaukee. So it's just a small lean. I think more than anything, I like the Seth Curry prop in this game. Over. Like with last night. I didn't love the side. I didn't love the total in Game 7. I hammered the props, and the props went well. That's what I'm going to do in this game tonight, starting with the Seth Curry over points. I like that one quite a bit. Keep riding it because it keeps on cashing for Philadelphia. Skee, what do you think here? Game 7, Atlanta-Philly.
Yeah, I agree with you that Seth Curry, I mean, they keep raising it, but he averages closer to 19 or maybe somewhere around that range. So I think there's still some value on Seth Curry. Without Bogdanovich, I mean, you have to look towards, if you like the Hawks at all, Trae Young or maybe Collins. But, I don't have a play right now in this game. If I was going to play it, like you said, I'm scared of taking a 7 with the Sixers. Although I would think like Sixers seeing the Nets going out, they put a little fire under they asked today in this game, just saying like they really got a chance to come out the East. So I would expect them to come out early. I know I would look towards first quarter. It's 2.5. If it was 2, I really would like it. But the first quarter margin for the Sixers, off the top of my head, I think was plus 3.5 for the season, plus like 0.3 or something for the Hawks. And on the last 3, you got the Sixers plus 5 and Hawks minus 5. So lean Sixers early on the first quarter and lean Seth Curry points.
All right, there we go. Sixers first quarter, Seth Curry over points. Joel Embiid was bitching about the officiating after the last game too, so maybe watch out. He might get a call or two, an extra call from the refs, a little home cooking maybe in Philly tonight. We'll have to wait and see, but he wasn't happy with some of the treatment he got from the officials the other night in Game 6. We'll see what impact that makes on how this game is officiated tonight. Dutch, what do you like here? Game 7.
Yeah, shout out to MMA Locker Room, keeping us up to date on the major leagues. Shout out to Billy. I see y'all. Yeah, man. I like the props. I like one prop a lot in this game, and that's Joel Embiid. I love Embiid here to get that 31.5 easy. At home, he's averaging 38.5 points, shooting over 50% from the field, and averaging 14 plus free throws a game at home. So I expect that to continue. I don't see how Joel Embiid does not show up tonight. Like Skee did touch on, I believe that he will be a little more amped up seeing, Brooklyn go home, KD, James, all those guys go home. They better be ready for this one. I mean, I think they will be from start to finish. I definitely like that first half -4. I'm gonna pump the brakes a little bit on the full game, see what I can see first half. But Joel Embiid is where I'm loading up. 31.5 points. He'll get that easy.
Yeah, you would think, hey, Joel Embiid, you want to make the Eastern Conference Finals, get this showdown with Milwaukee, show everybody you want it tonight, and we'll see if he can do that. And look, in this series, when he's gone up against Capella, he's been no match for Clint Capella in that matchup down low. So you got to pound that paint, pound that rim, attack that rim tonight, all night if you are Joel Embiid. Conor Mac, what do you like here, Atlanta-Philly Game 7?
I agree a lot with you guys here. I think Curry, even at that number, he just keeps going over and over. It seems like him and Embiid got to be it. I mean, Harris is the only other one that really can score with him. He had that one bad game. He bounced back a little bit better. He should get over around 20. There's a few Hawks that I looked at. The Collins over 1.5 threes that hit for me last game. That's plus money, plus 110 or 105. And for the game, I look Philly, early. I wouldn't take them full game. Hell no, I would wait. And if you like the Hawks, I wouldn't mind waiting, grabbing to that 7, because Philly just has a way to spit everything up, turnovers late, miss free throws, and Trae Young can keep them in the game, I think, especially late. Unless it's a blowout, I don't see that going on. And I lean under. Game 7, I'll lean under here. That's it.
All right, leaning to the under as well. Conor Mac with this one with the Hawks and the Sixers. All right, that is the games today. We got a Game 1 in the West Finals, a Game 7 in the East, second round with Atlanta and Philly. Hope everybody has a good Father's Day. We want to mention everybody in the chat here quickly before we get to Best Bets and Dutch's Freshest Look. Eric Chang, Lucky Power, John Lee, Ben, Tony James, Lee Van, 586 Soldier, Top Shot Picks, MMA Locker Room, Harold Williams, Gerald Martinez, Abel Alvarez, Brian Watson, Turnsey, everybody in the chat. We appreciate it. Brad Hunt, Puzzler, Razor Sharp, Billy Brisbane, Christian Rivas, Abel Albert. I've already said him. I Need Money. Mark Unkefer, everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys joining us here on a Father's Day Sunday and joining us here for the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. All right. We'll get to Best Bets. We'll get to Dutch's Freshest Look in just a second. But as we do each and every day at this time of the show, we'll pause for messages from Manscaped and Southtown 101. Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, check them out. Southtown 101. Great food, great drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101. Manscaped promo code PubSports. 20% off your purchase. You missed out. Father's Day is today. It's too late to buy Dad a gift, but you can still get Lawnmower 4.0, brand new and improved. Take care of yourself out there. And 20% off your purchase with the promo code PubSports for Manscaped, and mybookie.ag promo code PubSports. NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, MLB daily. We've got football in a couple months Great time of year to sign up for an account with mybookie.ag. Bitcoin, accepted currency for your deposits as well. Mybookie.ag, and use the promo code PubSports. All right, it's that time. Best bets and Dutch's freshest look for this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Skee, we'll start with you. What do you like for your Sunday best?
Yeah, I know we got 2 versus 2, and y'all like them stats, so I'll read some stats for you. For one, the last 3 games, both teams combined for 244 points. The last 3 games combined. If you want to look at the regular season, they combined for 229 points combined. If you want to look at Phoenix without Chris Paul, those games averaged 238 points per game. There was only 2 of them, but 238 points per game. You want to look at the Clippers without Kawhi, the last 4, they averaged 236 points per game. And if they're going to play that small ball lineup, they're going to get up and down the floor. Suns are going to push the pace without Chris Paul. I like the over.
There we go. Liking the over 220 and a half here with the Clippers and the Suns. Best bet for Skee Profit. I do find that without Chris Paul, they play quicker. We'll see if that's the case here, this Phoenix team this afternoon. Dutch, what do you got for us? Precious look.
Oh, motherfucking K, Skee. All right, man. Well, that ain't the freshest look, but let's get this fucking freshest look back on track. You know where I'm going. I'm going to Philly, and we're going to eat Philly cheesesteaks all motherfucking night. Joe Embiid, early and often, baby. Early and motherfucking often. Over 31.5 points. He will get that very easily tonight. 15-plus free throws, and the Sixers will be moving on to face the Milwaukee motherfucking Bucks. That's right, Skee.
All right.
You're the motherfucking deer, boy. Yeah.
And I can't wait to break that series down, which we will on Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday,
a little low
series. Yeah, exactly. Milwaukee and potentially Philly. I think it'll be Philly too, to be honest with you. Joel Embiid over 31.5 points. Dutch's freshest look as my voice starts to fade away, much like Giannis's jump shots or Ben Simmons' jump shots. Actually,
hey, come on, man. One day, take off of him. One
He
night.
hit a couple threes last night.
Ben Simmons.
One
Yeah.
night. Hey, Turgy said it. Turgy's in the chat. He said it. He will break through last night. Shout out to my guy Turgy and Razor. Both said it was Bucks, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tip of the cap. Yep, they got it done. That's all you can ask for. Yeah, Ben Simmons' jump shot fading away like my voice.
Yeah.
Rip him a little bit still. What do you think here, Conor Mac? Best bet today?
I'm going to go player prop. I'm going to go you win Embiid. I'm going to go Curry. I think he gets over 16.5 here again. I think he gets it easy. So that's my best bet.
All right, ditto. Mine as well. Seth Curry over 16.5 points. We're sticking with the player prop. It was Durant over 35.5 points for me last night. He got well into the 40s easily with that one. And that's my favorite bet. Side total or player prop on any of the 2 games today, that is my favorite bet. Seth Curry over 16.5 points here for the Philadelphia 76ers.
One more comment from me, Ian.
Yep.
I don't care, Razor, who the sharps are betting, who the public is betting. I told you why I like it, and that's what I pay attention to. 19-4 so far, NBA playoff totals. 19-5. Let's make it 20-5, 80%.
I talked about it. No Kawhi, no CP3.
That's throwing the hammer down right there. When you throw 19-5 with NBA totals for Skee Profit. You're doing something right.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, man. All right, let's do that's funny.
Good stuff. Hey, you gotta have confidence. You gotta back yourself up. When there's a disagreement, it's all friendly disagreements here. Nothing personal, but when you have a disagreement, you gotta back up, pump yourself up, and say, "Here's what I like it. I'm 19-5 in totals. It's not like I don't know what I'm doing." So there you go. Yeah, I like that.
All right, great stuff. Because Brooklyn got that ass whoop last night. It's okay, Skee. It's cool.
It's all good. It happened. Like I said, I tipped my cap. I still ain't messing with Giannis, though.
I know you're still mad about it, though. It's cool. It's all love.
Man. Great stuff. I love it, guys. You know what I don't love, though? What I don't love is we don't have a show tomorrow. We're actually going to be off tomorrow because there's no games. There is going to be no NBA Pub Hub tomorrow. Monday, there's no games on the schedule. We've got the 2 games today. Tuesday is going to be game 2 of the Clippers and the Suns. And then, of course, Wednesday will be game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So no NBA Pub Hub on Monday, believe it or not. But we'll be back on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for another edition of the show. And we'll get you ready for game 2, West Final, Clippers and Suns that night. we will break it down for you Tuesday right here on the NBA Pub Hub. So day off for the crew tomorrow. For Skee Profit, for Dutch Boy Fresh, for Conor Mac, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Sunday. Happy Father's Day. May the winners be yours. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll see you Tuesday for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, for the last time in 48 hours, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to the chat, the real ones. Be sure to hit that like button. We're about to hit these motherfucking bookies straight over the head. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.
We be pubbing! Get it. NBA Pub Hub. Let's go.